with Simple CFO Solutions. I'm here today about building a recession-proof business, and I'm very, very excited to be here today. There's been some forces trying to get me not to be here, so I actually was just driving over to the studio in an Uber, and we got into a head-on collision just a few minutes ago. So I've had two real bad accidents this year. One was on the way over here to the studio to record this first session, and the other one was in the summer of this year. I was sitting at a stoplight and someone actually came up and just plowed into the back of my vehicle. So I've had where my car has been totaled this year, and someone else's car, the Uber driver that I was in, their car was totaled too. But thankfully I walked away with hardly a scratch on me in both situations, so I'm incredibly blessed and grateful to be here today. I really want to thank you for watching this course and building a recession-proof business. And I want to tell you, building a recession-proof business, I'm not a doomsayer. I'm not a doom and gloom type person, apocalyptic type person. The building a recession-proof business is about getting your business to be able to weather any storm in any type of economic climate. So I'm really here to tell you how to build that recession-proof business, no matter if it's the middle of a recession that you're watching this, or if it's the best time that's ever happened in real estate. So that's really what building a recession-proof business is all about. So before I even go into who I am and the introduction to the course, I want to do one thing. The real introduction is, think about this. You're a real estate investor. You might walk into a group, a mastermind, maybe a meetup group, a free meetup group in your area, wherever you currently are in your stage of real estate investing, and you might be thinking, oh wow, I'm doing one deal a month, or I just did my first deal, or I'm on my way to my first deal. Or maybe you're a real estate investor who's doing 5, 10, 20 deals a month, and you walk into these rooms saying, hey, I think I know what I'm doing. I have sales, I've done the projects, I know that I'm profitable maybe, but do you really know at the end of the day where you really stand? Is it just 20 deals that you've done? Or is it 20 profitable transactions that you've actually accomplished? A lot of real estate investors, when I go to a lot of these groups, say, hey, it's all about the numbers, it's all about that, and I agree that it is. You need to make sure that you have deal flow, but it's more important knowing if you're an actual recession-proof business. Are you profitable or not? I really want you to think about that. Do you know your actual numbers when it comes to your finances inside of your business? Because you have the marketing and sales. Let me go into that here. There's the 3 pillars of business. I'm a huge proponent of EOS and Traction with the guy that wrote Traction, Gino Wickman. And with Traction, that book, if you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. He goes over EOS, the Entrepreneurial Operating System. And he was the one that really, when I first read it, you know, there's a lot of people that say there's 3 pillars inside of a business. You've got marketing and sales, you've got operations, and then you've got the financial portion. And a lot of people have the marketing and sales down. They have that, so they know they need that because they need to make sure they're always bringing deals in the door. Operations, that might be project management or your property management process, or any process inside of your system, whether it be wholesaling or fix and flipping, whatever you're doing in real estate. A lot of people don't focus on that third aspect though, the financial portion. The portion that if you're doing a lot of that stuff, you're basically filling your bucket, but if you don't have the financial portion down, you have a hole in the bottom of your bucket where everything's going right back out. That's what I'm here today. I'm here to help you keep more of that. I want you to not only make more profit, but keep more profit. So really the 3 pillars of business have to do with the marketing and sales, the operations, and the finances, and I'm here to focus on the financial portion of your business. Now, I want to give you one quote really quick. Most entrepreneurs would argue that increasing sales is the first step to increasing cash flow, but sales alone aren't the answer. Driving up sales without a thorough approach to cash flow and profit management will wind up enriching everybody but you. Since you are your own boss, you write your own paycheck and you decide how much that paycheck is going to be. Most entrepreneurs, what number is whatever's left. That number is whatever's left. This is a huge mistake for 2 reasons. It indicates zero planning, and it means you pay yourself last. The number 1 reason entrepreneurs wind up broke. Dan Kennedy, who is, if you don't have his books or you don't know who he is, I highly recommend getting his materials also. He has the No BS line of books, and he's got an inner circle or whatnot. So I highly recommend that too. But you see that it's very important that you don't just have that marketing system, which is ultra important. If you can't have a business without that. But at the other end, the reason you're going to go out of business or declare bankruptcy one day is because you didn't know how to actually manage the financial portion of your business. And that's really what this whole course is about. I want you to know that you can be a recession-proof business no matter the climate. Like I said, I'm not a doomsayer or a naysayer saying, hey, there's going to be this huge recession. We all know that the economic cycles go up and down, but I want you to be prepared for the down periods and the up periods and what to do and what to capitalize on. So that's really what this course is about. You're out there every single day struggling, grinding it out, getting those deals inside of your pipeline. You owe it to yourself, to your family, to your employees, to anyone who relies on you. Even if you're a solopreneur, you have people that rely on you. You owe it to those people to make sure you can handle your business no matter what the economic climate is. You can make sure that you have a business that not only feeds you today, but will feed you the rest of your life. And that's really what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about helping entrepreneurs know their numbers, make sure they know where they stand in the side of their current books, but also make sure they know for their current finances, do you have a system for your current finances, and helping you propel your profit into the future also. So that's what I'm really passionate about. So that's just a brief introduction. I kind of want to tell you who I am in this first course too, because I want you to know just a little bit about my background. So you know that I'm standing here today because of at least 2 accidents that I've avoided serious injury. But I wanted to also tell you too, this is a little bit about who I am. I'm a husband and a father to my little girl, Eleanor there, and my wife, Angela. My girl just actually turned 3 years old, so that's where we are in this stage of life right now with one little girl. And then Toastmasters, I'm a part of Toastmasters. I thoroughly enjoy going to Toastmasters. Just as another give, if you are serious about public speaking and you want to speak in front of others, I would highly recommend Toastmasters. It is a great organization where it's a very non-pressured environment where you can go and feel like, okay, I can learn how to speak publicly without everyone pointing their finger and laughing at me. Because I know that's the #1 fear of all time. You look at those statistics and you say that public speaking is the #1 fear for people. But Toastmasters is a great organization where you can go and refine that actual skill. And it is a very sought after skill, so I would say that no matter what you do in life, you might want to take a couple of those Toastmasters courses and just go through there and see what it's all about. This other picture in the top right of the screen is my Kung Fu family. I have studied Kung Fu for about 1.5 years now, and I'm very excited about that. I've always wanted to do martial arts, so about 1.5 years, I moved to a new area and I said I'd like to start that, so I actually did. And I love Kung Fu because it's all about growing and learning. There's no belts, and I have nothing against belts or karate, but this is just what appealed to me, because in Kung Fu, there's different stages where you go through and you're learning. You basically learn the end of the course almost on the first day, because then from there you know what you're working towards, and you know that there's going to be this growth process. I'm 1.5 years into it, and I haven't even scratched the surface of the whole Kung Fu system. So I just want you to know that that's another thing that I'm a part of, but if you want to always be pushing yourself, that's another great thing that you can be doing. The reading challenge in the bottom left corner, I'm an avid reader, and I read to help myself grow, but not only to help myself grow, but that's why I'm able to stand in front of you. Because once your so-called education in college ends, your real education begins. So that's where you're self-teaching anything that you want to learn. You can learn anything. There's no excuse in today's environment with YouTube and Propelio and all the other places that you can go to learn that knowledge. And I find a lot of that in books. So I love reading books, and I love taking that book and practically applying it to whatever I'm doing right then and there. So that's why I'm an avid reader. It's not just to read. I do read some fiction books, but I also read a heavy portion of it is how can I help other people, and will this book help me bring value to others? And in that bottom right portion, this is just a little bit about us and about Simple CFO, but we support missionaries on the mission field. So that might appeal to you, that might not, but that's just a part of our core values is giving back to other people. And so we support several missionaries right now, and that's just one of the people that are on the mission field in Australia, and that's where they are right now. And that's one of the core reasons why I've started this business, is not just to say, what all can I do? It's what can I do to help others? So that's just a little bit about who I am as far as the personal side of David Richter. So why should you actually listen to me? I haven't told you much about my background in real estate, so let's actually talk about that. So why should you listen to me? Number one, I'm an active investor. I actually have properties. I sold a lot of them when I moved to the new area, but I had a lot of properties, and I actually have worked with a lot of different companies in the real estate investing world also. So for the last, I would say about 6 years, I was in the trenches. I actually sat where a lot of you are sitting right now. I did acquisitions, I did dispositions or selling. I did property management, I did project management, I did the accounting portion, I've done the closing transaction coordination, basically anything inside of a real estate company that you can think of, I've sat in that seat over the last 6 years. And while that might say, well, yeah, I sit in every seat as a solopreneur now, this was a company that was doing 30 deals a month. We were literally doing, at our highest point in the cycle, we were doing 30 deals a month between wholesaling, turnkeying, fix and flipping, lease options, seller finance. We were doing anything that you could think of as an exit strategy too. So I've sat not only in those seats, I was elevated onto the leadership team of those companies also. So I was actually making those big decisions at the end of the day that helped us grow. So I've been on the leadership team of a couple different real estate investing companies, and I've had my own rentals. My actual first rental, now you might be a student in this course and you've never done a first rental, so let me just give you a tip. My first one, I fixed it up. I found a fixer-upper off the MLS, and I actually, when I first did it, I fixed up that house, and I actually lived in it for 2 years when I first got married, and then after 2 years, I moved out of that house and rented it out. I actually leased optioned that house. So I put a tenant in there, and they had an option to purchase that property. So it's basically a regular lease, and then added to that is an option for them to purchase. So they give an option deposit, and the whole course isn't about lease options, but that's just what I did with that first deal. So actually, I had super tenant in there. He paid early, and 6 months later, he cashed me out. So I said, oh, I really like this. I like actually going into real estate and getting a property and having things work out like that. So that was my first introduction to real estate. So I really had a great introduction. And then from there, I had the bug, and now I'm still in real estate. And I truly want you to be recession-proof. That's where it kind of comes full circle. I've been actually a part of over 850 deals closed. That's not buying and selling. That's actually see them in completion to some sort, whether that be selling it off, renting it, or whatever. So I've actually seen over 850 deals closed, and I've seen one of the biggest needs and one of the biggest areas that entrepreneurs and especially real estate investors don't invest their time and money is the actual financial portion of their business. That's where I come in I say, I want to help you. I want to actually have you be a recession-proof business. So why should you listen to me? I'm invested in you too. I want to make sure that you know where you're going. So why am I doing this? What is the whole reason behind this? Why have I partnered with Propel U to even do these videos? I'm really passionate about helping you build recession-proof business in your business, but in businesses all over, and especially in the real estate investing world. Because I'm an active real estate investor, I know that at the end of the day, if I don't know my numbers and I don't know where I stand, I'm not a true business, and it won't be something that could carry on long after where I am. So I know that I'm very passionate about helping you become a recession-proof business. I also want to give back. There's going to be a lot of information here that I just give that I usually give to the people that work with me with Simple CFO Solutions. And I wanted to let you know that I want to give back and say, here's some practical things that you can do to make sure that you know if you're a recession-proof business or not. So what I want to do during this whole presentation, during this whole course, I want to be your guide. You are the hero of the story. So I'm going to be your Mr. Miyagi, or I'm going to be your Yoda, but you are Luke Skywalker. You are the person going down that path. You have to actually make the decisions. You have to execute on them. I can talk till I'm blue in the face, but if you don't actually execute on those ideas, then it isn't your story. Because the story only begins when you actually take that first step. So let me be your guide. Let this be a part of your first step, but let me actually take you to where I know you can be as a recession-proof business. So let me be that Mr. Miyagi for you. Let me be that Yoda for you. I'm short enough probably to be your Yoda, so let me take you on that journey, and I really want to be your guide. So I'm going to be a little bit unconventional. I'm not going to talk about a lot of theory of accounting or getting heavy into that side, because I know at the end of the day, you need to learn what you need as a business owner, wherever you are. There are certain things you need to know. You don't need to know some of the nitty-gritty details of going real down deep into the books. We're going to get into a little bit of that, but I'm going to hold your attention. I promise you won't be bored. And I want to share what you need to know. This isn't just all about, like I said, the GAAP principles, the general accepted accounting principles, fundamentals. It's not things like that. I'm not going to try and bore you with a bunch of accounting philosophy or anything. I'm going to come as an active real estate investor knowing where you actually sit and say this is really what you need to know. So I really wanted to just help and be your guide and take you to that next step. So I just wanted to let you know I have written a book that's actually called Less Stress, More Profit, that if you go to Simple CFO Solutions, it's right on there. That's just another step if you wanted to take that next step of saying, okay, what can I really do? I give a lot of the tips from that book inside of this course, so you can get this as kind of a companion to this course also. It's on Amazon, it's on Audible, and as an ebook for only $1, so you've got a lot of different options to get this book if you really want it, and this is what it looks like, Less Stress, More Profit. It's a very quick read, but it's a great companion to this course also, and I just want to make sure that you could get that book if you want to go even further, but I'm telling you, this course is really going to help you. So I'm David Richter, the Simple CFO and of Simple CFO Solutions, and I can't wait to see you on the next course.